folks, and welcome to Great Chesterford Junction Model Railway, and this is your update for July. Now, last month I left you with a slideshow where I was building kit buildings and modifying them and preparing them for the installation on Bamford. So that work has been completed now, so this is basically an update on where we are with that sort of situation, and I can take you through, so we'll have a look at it. And also the buildings have been fitted with lights, or LEDs I should say, and we can have nighttime in this room. So if I just flick the switch to change the colour, we go to blue. You can see the blue strip up there, and if I turn the room lights off, we get a blue sort of light in this room. Makes it look a bit like nighttime, and you can vary the darkness and all that sort of thing, but we'll come back to that later. I'll show you what they look like in the dark as well. So we'll put that light back onto white, and then I'll take you through and we'll have a look at the buildings. Right, here they are, sort of set in place, and that was approximately how I thought it would work last time, but I wasn't absolutely sure. And you might notice there's a couple of new additions here. We've got this end board down here, and there's a back scene on there and there, and we've got some walls in here as well, but I'll take you through that as we go through. We'll have a look at the buildings first. We'll just get some of these vehicles out of the way first so we can actually see them, see the buildings. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, this building here and the one next to it here were both Metcalf kits that had been sort of considerably altered, I suppose, in that they've had brick paper put over them. So once you skin something with brick paper, you lose the detail that was on the printed original. So therefore, new lintels and sills were put in to reflect the style of the building. And I've put my own personal signage on here to cover members of the family, and so all that was done to sort of give it a unique sort of feel for my particular railway. And then some of these kits here, these two kits here, were super quick kits, and it's the same story. They've been modified. You'll see that they've got scale scene slates on the roofs. The window detail has been changed internally, so I've got back scenes in behind the windows. And a bit of elaboration down the front here. I've changed tiles on there and all that sort of thing. New signage, of course, and in some cases this is a rebuilt chimney, and this is the original chimney that came with it, and I've made my own chimney pots. This building is a super quick kit that was done before all these other buildings, and so that was laying in wait, waiting for the others to be installed onto the railway next to it. And so it's got its own little block here. And if we move down just beside this building in the corner here, this is a back scene. All this here is back scene as well as this, and it's been added in with this corner piece here to just finish off this corner and make it look as though there's more to the town than what you can actually see just around here. So I'm reasonably happy with it. What I've also started doing is putting paving in, and there's paving along most of the buildings, and there's still more to be done up the far end there near the station, but it's getting there. I'm currently working on these walls here to protect the town from the railway, I suppose. In effect, it comes up here just up to the station platform, where station fencing will continue on up towards the station building. So this is 3mm MDF, and that's about 40mm high there. Mind you, there's 2 layers of board behind that as well. So yeah, so it's not as high on the back side as it is on this side. So it's about 20mm on this side, on the back side there. So I've got to do vertical brick columns spaced at about 32mm along here, and then there'll be a capping that goes on top of the wall, and the same sort of philosophy will sort of follow through onto this wall here, which goes up to about there near the buffer stops. I'm going to have a road coming out here eventually. I've got some more brick paper to do here around the corner, and yeah, that's it, just around the corner, and just to finish all that off. So these buildings, the way I've put them on is that they're just sitting there. They're removable. I have a lighting bus fitted underneath the baseboard here, 2 wires, positive and negative, quite heavy sort of wire that's insulated, and I just run my 2 wires from the building under the baseboard, and where they meet the positive and negative, I just part the insulation on the bus in that position, and then we just wrap the wires from the building around it quite a few times to connect them up. So that means that ultimately, if this layout is dispensed with for whatever reason, I can recover all the buildings off it. Same applies with these. You can see they move. So yeah, but they're set behind the paving, and so they look okay, I think. Anyway, you may remember some time back I built this signal box, which is another kit bash as well. Well, that has been connected up to the lighting bus as well, so we can do a demo with the lights out, so we might get into that now. Okay folks, we've got the room lights off, so you can see I'm just running on the LED strip here at the moment, so I'll put it to my nighttime setting, which is blue. And we'll just put it on blue, and you can see it goes considerably darker when I do that. This is adjustable so that you can turn it down so it gets quite dark, but for shooting video it's not really very good. We'll see how it goes, and I'll bring it back up to start with, and we'll see what it looks like. Anyway, we'll get set up to look at the buildings. Okay, here we go. We'll get into blue mode. I think that's okay for the moment. We'll turn the lights on, and we might make it a bit darker in here just to give a better effect. That's not too bad. Okay, so yeah, that's the station all done there, and as we move across, we've got Samuel's restaurant on the far left there, and there's a guitar shop next to that, but I haven't lit all the windows because you know, some of the shops are shut at this time of the night, and we get right up there to Ethel's Cafe, right up the far end, and Arkwright's Hardware, all brightly lit. It's just the start of the new type of fluorescent lighting, folks. You know, we've moved away from incandescent, and some of the shops are starting to install fluorescent lighting at this period on the railway. So there you go, that's how it looks at night time, and I will show you the little signal box down the other end as well. So we'll just get down there in a moment. So there's the signal box, and you've got the castle up on the hill there. So there we are. It's starting to come together. It's a big job though, there's still a lot to do. Yeah, so there's still some street lights to go in up here, and also some platform lights as well. So it's going to be lit up like a Christmas tree eventually. Don't know whether you noticed in the panning, but I've got some bits of particle board over here. I'm going to build another platform along here. I did have one made up, and then I changed my mind, and now I've changed my mind again. My friend Gary sort of suggested that a low relief goods shed along here would look pretty good, and I think he's right. He's absolutely right. So that's the plan. So there's another platform to go along here. There'll be a low relief goods shed, and yeah, maybe even a cattle dock. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, still thinking about that one. I'm trying to get away from paving and brick walls at the moment, so we'll see how that pans out. Well, that's all I've got for you at the moment, folks, and I must say that you know, if this room gets to be repurposed, I can always turn it into a disco. These LED lights are pretty good for that sort of thing. It's a bit hard on the eyes after a while if you're running trains, I must admit, but sometimes my grandsons like to fool around with it. Anyway, yeah, at the moment we use blue for nighttime effects, but you've got all sorts of other colours on here, so you never know what you're going to get. So yeah, but the blue is definitely good if you're thinking about doing sort of nighttime stuff on your railway, or even a display somehow. they're very good, these strip lights that you can get. It's about, what's the room, 4 metres? I think it must be 5 metres long, the strip, but you can cut them down to suit whatever you want to do. You can make it 2 metres, 1 metre, whatever, and it'll still work. There's points on these things where you can cut them. Anyway, I'll leave you with it, folks, and I'll catch up with you next time. Stay safe. Cheers. Gourmet.